bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Network. Here are today's top headlines. I'm Todd, David Goldfinger. I'm with you today. Thank you. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem's election year fight with fellow Republicans in the legislature has spurred criticism that she is neglecting her job to angle for the White House. But the resistance could actually be helping her national brand rather than tarnishing it. The first-term governor in recent weeks jetted to Florida to speak at a major gathering of conservative activists, announcing on Fox News that the release of an autobiography and blasted President Joe Biden's energy policy as Russia invaded Ukraine. Back home, the politician trying to corner the label as the nation's most conservative governor has faced considerable defiance from members of her own party. They have derailed key parts of her agenda on issues including abortion, school prayer, COVID-19, vaccine exemptions, and how racism is taught in schools. Republican pollster Brent Buchanan says that in Donald Trump's GOP, such intra-party squabbles aren't a liability and may even be an asset for a politician trying to curry favor with the former president and the voters who support him. Next news. A man stabbed 2 employees multiple times inside the Museum of Modern Art in New York on Saturday afternoon, leaping over a reception desk to attack them after he was denied entrance for previous incidents of disorderly conduct, authorities said. Police said the victims, a 24-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman, were in stable condition at Bellevue Hospital later Saturday. Their names weren't immediately released. People posted on social media that museum goers ran for the exits in confusion and chaos after the stabbing. John Miller, NYPD, Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism, said the man's membership had been revoked for 2 separate incidents of disorderly behavior at the museum in recent days. A letter informing the suspect of his expired membership had been sent out Friday, but he came to the museum Saturday saying he intended to see a film there, Miller said. Next news. The conversations went like this. It will be just a few days. It can be kept at bay. There will be some inconvenience, sure, but the world will merely be paused. Just a short break out of an abundance of caution, and certainly not any kind of major grinding to a halt. Certainly not for 2 years. Certainly not for hundreds of thousands of Americans who were among us at the moment in mid-March 2020, who lived through the beginning, watched it, worried about it, or didn't, and who, plain and simple, aren't here anymore. Just a temporary moment of time. The man who was then President of the United States insisted, in quotes, just a few days, just a few weeks, just a few months, just a few years. The fact is that on March 12th, 2020, no one really knew how it would play out. How could they? What are they talking about? We don't know. Next news. Thank you. Nearly a year after 8 people were killed in a mass shooting at 3 Atlanta area spas, many of them women of Asian descent. Community members came together Saturday to remember the victims at a memorial tribute. More than 150 people gathered at a park to listen to family members of victims and members of Atlanta's Asian American community to speak about the shootings and their impact and the impact of the shootings on their lives. Young A. Yue was killed in one of the shootings. She addressed those who showed up at the Atlanta Tribute in frigid late winter weather. In quotes, I miss her food. I miss her waiting by the door when we came over. I just miss all those small things we took for granted when she was here. End quotes. Peterson said, according to the newspaper's account. We're going to take a short break from the daily English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Ladies, gentlemen, gender fluid community, we are back with the news on Millennium TV 24. The West Virginia legislators, Republican supermajority, failed to pass a controversial bill restricting how race is taught in public schools because they missed the midnight deadline in the final moments of the 2022 session. A state Senate spokesperson confirmed early Sunday. Lawmakers had spent weeks during the legislative session debating and advancing proposed bills similar to the, in quotes, Anti-Racism Act of 2022, end quotes. It wasn't immediately clear why Republicans waited until Saturday to take the final vote. The act had passed the Senate and House overwhelmingly, and the late night vote was merely to greenlight the House's version. In quotes, we took the vote, but essentially that didn't matter because it didn't make deadline. End quotes. Senate spokesperson Jacques Bland told the Associated Press in an email early Sunday. She said the education bill has no path forward to becoming law. Next news. A rivalry with Russia, a proxy battleground. Nuclear brinkmanship. For many generations of Americans, it's just like the old times. Not in a good way. The invasion of Ukraine has rapidly returned echoes of a Cold War mentality to the United States. With a familiar foe in Russia, bars have poured out their Russian vodka. McDonald's, a symbol of the end of the Soviet Union when it first opened in Moscow, has shuttered its Russian locations. All right. See you later, McDonald's. Once again, a U.S. president sees a pitched ideological battle. In quotes, we will save democracy. End quotes. Then do it. President Joe Biden said in his State of the Union address, for an America where Russia never quite went out of style as an evergreen villain in film and television. Revived tensions with the Kremlin have drawn from a well-worn geopolitical script. A familiar, chilly east-west wind is blowing again. Next news. Under pressure recently to prove her loyalty to Donald Trump, Republican Nancy Mace traveled to New York and filmed a social media video out of the Drumpy Tower, reminding her South Carolina constituents that she was one of the former president's, mind you, earliest supporters. Facing similar scrutiny, Representative Tom Rice has taken a different approach, quietly winding through rural stretches of his congressional district to remind voters of his work, securing federal relief for frequent and often disastrous flooding, and his advocacy for agricultural improvements. Lifelong Republicans representing neighboring congressional districts in one of the most reliably GOP states in the U.S. Mace and Rice are unlikely players in the fierce debate over the future of their party. But they're both facing spirited primary challenges this summer from Trump-packed rivals that could signal the former president's grip on the party as he weighs another White House bid. The primary is June 14th. Good luck with that, folks. Very good luck. Next news. The West Virginia legislators' Republican supermajority failed to pass a controversial bill restricting how race is taught in public schools because they missed a midnight deadline in the final moments of the 2022 session. A state Senate spokesperson confirmed early Sunday. Lawmakers had spent weeks during the legislative session debating and advancing proposed bills similar to the, in quotes, Anti-Racism Act of 2022, end quotes. It wasn't immediately clear why Republicans waited until late Saturday to take the final vote. The act had passed the Senate and House overwhelmingly. and the late night vote was merely to greenlight the House's version. In quotes, we took the vote, but essentially, that didn't matter because it didn't make the deadline. End quotes. Senate spokesperson Jack Bland told the Associated Press in an email early Sunday. She said the education bill has no path forward to becoming law. I think I read that already. Okay, we're going to take a short break from the daily English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Network. Here's a continuation of top stories from today, and just a mild disclaimer: it's not pretty. Waves of Russian missiles pounded a military training base near Ukraine's western border with NATO member Poland, killing 25 people, Ukrainian authorities said Sunday. The strike followed Russian threats to target foreign weapon shipments that are helping Ukrainian fighters defend their country against Russia's grinding assault. More than 30 Russian cruise missiles targeted the sprawling training facility that is less than 25 kilometers, 15 miles, from the closest border point with Poland, according to the governor of Ukraine's western Lviv region. Poland is a transit route for Western military aid to Ukraine, and the United States increased the number of American troops deployed there. The training center near Yavoriv appears to be the westernmost target struck during Russia's 18-day invasion. The facility, also known as the International Peacekeeping and Security Center, has long been used to train Ukrainian military personnel, often with instructors from the US and other NATO countries. Next news, please. Across the border from war-engulfed Ukraine, tiny, impoverished Moldova, an ex-Soviet republic, now eagerly looking westward, has watched with trepidation as the Russian invasion unfolds. In Gagauzia, a small autonomous part of the country that's traditionally felt closer to the Kremlin than the West, people would normally back Russia, which they never wanted to leave when Moldova gained independence. But this time, most have trouble identifying with either side in the war. Anna Koyajaglo said she's deeply conflicted, in quotes. I have sisters in Ukraine. I have nephews there. My own son is in Kiev. end quotes. The 52-year-old said, quickly adding that her other, younger son is studying in Russia. In quotes, "My heart is broken. My insides are burning," end quote, she said. She told the Associated Press. Koyajoglu is one of Moldova's 160,000 Gagos, Orthodox Christian people of the Turkish origin who were settled there by the Russian Empire in the 19th century. They make up over 80% of Gagauzio's population, but only 5% of Moldova's 2.6 people. Next news. A bus carrying about 50 Ukrainian refugees overturned on a major highway in northern Italy at dawn on Sunday, killing one person. Italian firefighters said. Italian state TV said there were also 5 people injured, but none of the injuries were serious. In the accident on the A14 Autostrada near Forli, a town in the Emilia-Romagna region in northeastern Italy, it said the rest of those aboard were safely evacuated. The bus landed on its side on a grassy slope just beyond a highway guardrail and near a farm field. Firefighters used 2 cranes in an operation to set the bus upright and remove it. Italy's Interior Ministry said the bus had set out from Ukraine and was heading south to Pescara, an Adriatic port city, when it overturned. The passengers were taken to a nearby police barracks for initial assistance and would later resume their journey, the ministry said. Next news. A relentless assault on the Ukrainian port city of Mariupol continued Saturday as Russian forces shelled the city's downtown, including an area around the mosque that was sheltering more than 80 people. Some children. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said Moscow had warned the United States that Moscow could attack convoys carrying military equipment to Ukraine, calling them, they're calling them legitimate targets, okay? U.S. President Joe Biden announced additional aid to Ukraine of up to $200 million for weapons, military services, education, and training. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Saturday accused Russia of trying to create new pseudo-republics to break his country apart. He called on Ukraine's regions not to repeat the experience of 2 eastern regions where pro-Russian separatists began fighting Ukrainian forces back in 2014. We're going to take a short break from the daily English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello, welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Network. Here's a continuation of today's top stories. Thanks for being with us. China's government responded Sunday to a spike in coronavirus infections by shutting down its southern business center of Shenzhen, a city of 17.5 million people, and restricted access to Shanghai by suspending bus service. Everyone in Shenzhen, a finance and technology center that I can't read that word that's written here. Something probably surrounds Hong Kong, will undergo 3 rounds of testing after 60 new cases were reported on Sunday. All businesses except those that supply food, fuel, and other necessities were ordered to close or work from home. These numbers in China, in China's latest infection surge, are low compared with other countries and with Hong Kong, which reported more than 32,000 cases on Sunday of COVID. But mainland authorities are enforcing a zero-tolerance strategy and have locked down entire cities to find and isolate every infected person. Next news. Waves of Russian missiles pounded a military training base close to Ukraine's western border, with NATO member Poland killing 35 people. The strike followed Russian threats to target foreign weapon shipments that are helping Ukrainian fighters defend their country against Russia's grinding invasion. More than 30 Russian cruise missiles targeted the sprawling training facility that is less than 25 kilometers, 15 miles, from the closest border point with Poland, according to the governor of Ukraine's western Lviv region. Once very beautiful. Poland is a key location for routing Western military aid to Ukraine since Russia invaded Ukraine. Lviv had largely been spared the scale of destruction, unfolding further east and becoming a destination for residents, escaping bombarded cities and for many of the nearly 2.6 million refugees who have fled the country. Next news. Conversations went like this. It will be just a few days. It can be kept at bay. I don't know what this says here, okay? I'm skipping to the next news, please. Next news. This is the last news story of the day. With COVID-19 case numbers plummeting, Emily Safran did something she hadn't done since the pandemic began 2 years ago. She put her fears aside and went to a concert. The fully vaccinated and boosted restaurant server planned to keep her mask on. But as the reggaeton star Bad Bunny took the stage and the energy in the crowd soared, she ripped it off, the mask. Soon after, she was strolling unmasked in a trendy Portland neighborhood with friends. Okay. So she was doing this with friends. Everyone was supposed to be vaccinated or have a negative test. And she said, "What the heck? I'm gonna live my life." Saffron said of her concert experience. She said also that it was overwhelming, to be honest, but it also felt great to be able to just feel a little bit normal again. That's what we all want. This has been the daily global news update of Millennium News TV 24/7. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Log in and get the latest news on all of our social networking sites. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. On TikTok, we are Millennium News 24. Okay. Also, on YouTube, which I prefer, the YouTube channel is News Channel M24. I hope you check it out, like, subscribe, comment, all of that. Viewers, please listen to me. Now, on both network broadcasting, Android and iOS devices, just about everything. Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Fire your TV. Also, all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our news and entertainment, our latest views and current events as well, and editorials, our Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA for Android, not just iOS. Get it? Millennium News Google. Please check out on the web www.millenniumnews24.com. Okay? I'm asking you very kindly, please stay with Millennium News 24. And if you can, 24/7. I thank you for being with us, and I wish you a pleasant tomorrow.